Welcome back to Primax Privacity, and we're here to just put you through some bits of what you might be expecting during the WAEC practical experiment. So, looking at what we have here, we want to simultaneously carry out the electricity and the light experiment. There are three parts you have: mechanics, light, and electricity. So tonight we will be dealing with electricity and light simultaneously in order not to bore you. Now, if you're here to subscribe to our channel, please do so. We are trying our best to get things across to you, and this is what we can offer as the best. So please, if you're here to subscribe, please do so. Now, this is not an exact replica. This is just a warning. It's not an exact replica of what will come out in your exam. But from what we have known from experiments, from what we have checked from textbooks, so we carry out different experiments just for you to have basic idea. So this is not WAEC. WAEC did not send us. So we are only trying to teach everybody to have basic idea of how to connect your cells and how to carry out lens experiments. So looking at what we have here, on our electricity experiments, what we want to determine is, we want to look for how to determine the resistance per unit length of a wire. Now, if you would recall, where's my marker? If you would recall, we said that the factors that affect resistance, they are R equals rho L over A. So the area of the wire affects the resistance, the length and the resistivity affects the resistance of the wire. So we are connecting wires now. Then we are now connecting an extra wire, which is a Constantine wire. I don't know if you can see that. So the Constantine wire is connected, but we want to now know the resistance of this Constantine wire per unit length. So this is the Constantine wire. You understand that? So looking at what we have here, R is equal to rho L over A. There's something, this wire has a specific cross-sectional area and it has a resistivity. So the only thing I'm going to vary here is the length. So if I change the length, I can move it from here to here. There's a particular measure I'm going to take, which we're going to see. So we take different lengths of the Constantine wire, which will be 80 centimeters, 70, 60, and so on. So I'm going to be changing the length of this Constantine wire, and when I vary the length, the resistance will change. So when the resistance changes, then what my current will read on the ammeter will also change. So the apparatus I need to carry out this experiment, this is my cell. It's a 3-volt battery. We're going to check it before you start the experiment. You connect it to a voltmeter. So this is an ammeter. The voltmeter, please help me to pass the voltmeter, is there. So this is an ammeter, this is also an ammeter, but you use a voltmeter to test, thank you. So you use a voltmeter to test for the EMF of the battery. That is the total work that this battery can do. So you can use your voltmeter, and before you start the experiment, I will show you how to quickly do that after this experiment, after the setup. So you connect the battery directly to the voltmeter, then you measure the EMF of this battery, the work done by this battery. Now looking at what we have, this is our voltmeter. Now this is our ammeter. Our ammeter helps us to read what? Currents. And when it reads currents, how do you connect them? How do you connect ammeter to the connect it in series? You have forgotten everything, Abi. You must learn to connect your ammeter in series so that it can measure the current accurately. You connect your voltmeter in parallel. Is that taken? So that's what you do. Now, I already have the connection in order not to waste our time. So that is what we want to do with this experiment. Then on the other hand, on the other hand, what we want to do is to get the focal length of this lens. The focal length of this lens, we don't know. This is a converging lens, but we want to determine the focal length. From lens formula, the lens formula says that 1 over f is equal to 1 over v plus 1 over u, which means that if I know u, what is u? What do you call u? Object distance. What is v? Image distance. So if you look at what we have here, this x represents your u. It is the one that measures the distance of the object to the lens. So this is the image of the experiment. So this is called a ray box. So a ray box is the one that helps us to illuminate the object. This is the ray box that we have here. The object is a cross wire on the ray box. That's what you can see here, a cross wire on the ray box. Then we now have the lens. So this is the lens. So you measure the distance from the ray box to the lens is called the object distance. But here we are representing our object distance as x. Then the distance of the lens to the screen measures the image distance. So this is our screen. So this screen, we're going to see an image of this object formed. So this is our lens holder. Now you place the lens at different distances on the meter rule. Then what the distance we're going to use here are 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So while I carry on the electricity experiment, some of the students will carry on the light experiment. So we're just describing it so that you know what to do in the exam or when you see something like this. So this is the lens. You place the lens at 30 centimeter. So when you place it at 30 centimeter, then you move the screen from the lens until you see a sharp image. So you can see now, I'm observing a sharp image at a particular distance. So at that distance, you feel you have a sharp image, then you stop there. So you take your measurement. So I will only do the first one now. So you take your measurement. The measurement I have here is like 93. And the image distance will be from here to here. And since this place is 30, this place is 93. That means from here to here should be 63. You understand that? From here to here is 30. From here to here will be 63. Since everything is 93. So that means my image distance when this guy is at 30 centimeter is 63.00. So you already know, I taught you how to determine, how to form your table. So when to put your 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, and so on. So now looking at what you have here, you place it again at 35. So that's what we do. Now that I know the image, I know the object distance, I know the image distance, I can determine the focal length of the lens. But I won't just stop at 1. I won't stop at 1. I have to repeat the experiment so that I get an accurate result of the focal length. So my focus here is to determine the focal length of this convex lens. And your convex lens is also known as converging lens. So you place it at different distances. Now, I have 30 centimeter, my object distance, and I have my image distance, 63. So I can quickly calculate the focal length of the lens. Do you understand that? So we repeat the experiment. You complete your table. You find the inverse of x, find the inverse of y. Then we look for what we want to draw on the graph. So that's what they will be doing. So this is Chioma and that's Nurse Tomisin. So they will be handling the light experiment for you while I go on with Nurse Dr. Benedicta and Grace. So I'll be dealing with Nurse Grace and Dr. Benedicta here, treating this experiment. So the electricity experiment. So let's see how it goes. The first thing you do in the experiment according to the directive. So let's look at what we have here. I already showed you that. The ray box, this is the ray box, this is the lens, that is the meter rule, and that is the screen. That's what you have there. For this experiment, this is the battery. So collection of these two cells now. That's what we have here. So the total voltage here is 3 volts. We've measured it before. It measures accurately. So this is the key. The key that allows you to switch on the electricity or switch it off. So you don't plug the key when you are not taking readings so that you don't drain the battery. That's one of the precautions you have to take. So you don't plug the key when you are not taking readings. So when you're about to take your readings, you plug the key. If you leave the key plugged, the battery will be drained. So this is our ammeter. So this ammeter measures to 3 ampere and so on. So this is the 3 ampere range. So we'll connect it to the 3 ampere and the 0 ampere. So you can see that's our ammeter. Then our Constantine wire must be connected in parallel to a 2 ohms resistor. I want to believe you still know what we mean by parallel and series connection. So this is a 2 ohms resistor. We have connected the 2 ohms resistor initially in series. you can see in series with the ammeter, so it goes straight with the battery. So another precaution you have to take is that you must always connect your battery from the positive end of the battery, you connect it to the positive end of the ammeter, or else it will not work. So you take the positive end of the battery, then you connect it to the positive end of the ammeter, then you connect the negative end of the ammeter, then don't worry about the resistor, you can connect that anywhere. Then you go on with the key. Then while the negative end of the ammeter comes directly to the negative end of the battery. So that's what you get for the connection. So this is our resistor, this is our key, this is our battery, and this is our ammeter. Now there's something here. We're supposed to use a crocodile clip in order to hold it at a particular point, but we bought the crocodile clip and we don't know, maybe the crocodiles have walked away, so we can't find them. Actually, we don't know where we dropped the bunch of crocodile keys we have. So we are trying to manage Jockey tonight, since it can almost serve the purpose of the crocodile clip. So this is just for you to have an idea of what you are going to have. So instead of Jockey in exam, you might be using crocodile clip. So we are only trying to improvise with what we have now, just for you to have an idea. So now our circuit is connected. These are called the connecting wires. So how many connecting wires do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 connecting wires. Then this is the Constantine wire. Then the Constantine wire, I have the XWG is 28. They always give you different types, so that might tell about your experiment as well. But let's see. Before I connect, I'm going to be measuring different lengths of this Constantine wire, like I told you. 80 centimeter, that's what I'll be using my meter rule to do. So at different lengths, I'll be having different currents. So having different currents at that instance now means that the length of this wire is affecting the resistance of whatever current that is flowing in it. So we'll be having different currents as we continue to change the length. So that's what we want to do. Now, before we connect this Constantine wire, you can connect this Constantine wire. You can look at what you have here. This is the connection. This is the positive end of the battery. So this is the negative end. So you connect the positive end to the positive end of the ammeter. So while the negative end connects to the, where's the other one? The negative end of the battery. So it goes on like that. So this is the key. You leave it on when you want to take your readings. Then this is our ohms. 2 ohms resistor, it has been connected. Then this is the Constantine. The Constantine wire can be joined to the wire connecting this wire, connecting the ammeter and the 2 ohms resistor. But instead of that, I joined it to this clip here. But you can do any one of it. So I joined it to the ammeter at the negative end. So just to have my readings. Then it goes on. So this is the Constantine wire. Can you see? So we'll be varying the length of the Constantine wire. That's what we want to do right now. So follow through. Let's see the first aspect. Without connecting to the Constantine wire, we're going to read the ammeter. We will plug the key now. So that is the I naught. So without connecting the Constantine wire at all, we will plug the key. So when we plug the key, we will see a particular reading. So you can see. So this reads from the connection we have here. We should avoid error due to parallax and no. So what we have here is like 0.8 something. So we can say 0.82. So what we have is 0.82 without connecting to the Constantine wire. So we can leave it at 3 decimal places or 2. So 0.82. Now we'll measure a particular length, which is what? 80 centimeter. So when I perform the first experiment, so they will go on with their experiments, then I will shut it up so that you follow through the experiments as well. So you can start your experiments while they see that. So we can go on with this. So please, you help us to make sure that you get an accurate result. So now what we want to do now is to get 80 centimeter of this Constantine wire. So after getting 80% of the 80 centimeter, this is a 1 meter long Constantine wire. So we need the 80 centimeter. So let's see, at the 80 centimeter mark, So this is the 80 centimeter mark here. Can you see that? So I want to curve it so that we have accurate distance. Can you see we already have that? So normally we're supposed to use our clip. So please don't always forget, don't leave the key here when you are not taking reading. So it's only when you want to take reading, then you leave it close so that it can read. Then let's put this here. So since I already cut it out so that we know. Now what is the reading I have there? That is 0.8, right?
No.
That's 0.8, right? Yes. So I'm going to check something again. What I have is 0.8. You people have taken, please, the other marker that we have. So what I have here is 0.80. So you can leave it to 2 decimal places. And don't forget those units. Now let me check this again without plugging to Constantine wire, because I feel what we have here is 0.6. What did we record the other time? Can you see? 0.5, 0.6. Can you see that? So look at it. The gradation is from 0 to 1. So there are 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 0 point. We plugged it to 3 to 0. So from 0 to 3 range. So we are taking the reading of the one below. So that is 0.6, because this current shouldn't actually be more than this. So that's 0.60. So ampere. You understand that? So now at 80 centimeter, we got 0.8. So let's now put it at what length now? 70 centimeter. So just to make sure it stays. So at 70 centimeter now. So this is our 70 centimeter, that point. So at 70 centimeter, while our key is still there, so let's see what we have. So we have to ensure tight connection. So it's still 0.80. So then I will try and check it shouldn't be the same. So let's check this again. We remove the key. So let's check this again at that 80 centimeter to just ensure accurate results. So always remember to remove the key when you are carrying out your experiment. So let's check the 80 centimeter again. This is the 80 centimeter, right? So maybe it was that 80 centimeter I placed it the other time. So you plug your key, then you check. So that is 0.8 Abi. So let's now check at 70 centimeter. Let's remove the key first. So at 70 centimeter again to see. So you plug the key. So let's see. I hope you've not missed it out again. This is it, Abi. That's why we are supposed to have our distance. So check that. It's still the same, 0.8. So that's still on 0.8. Let's leave that. Let's move on to the next one. So that is 60 centimeter. So it might not really change significantly, but that's at 60 centimeter. But there should be a slight change. So that's at 60 centimeter. So at 60 centimeter, our key is plugged, and that still remains the same. What do we have? That is 0.81. Check it properly.
Yeah, 0.81.
So it's 0.81. So it's fluctuating. So 0.81. So let's see at 50 centimeter. That's 50. So at 50 centimeter, that's like 0 point, is at the middle. Not here, so that's 0.82. It's close to here, 0.9. So that's 0.82. So let's look at the last one. That's at what? At 40 centimeter. Quickly. So this is 40 centimeter. So at 40 centimeter, let's see what we have. That's 0.9, I believe. So that's 0.9. Let's check that again. So check the reading very. Is there 0.9 or? Check it properly. So this is 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. It is still like 0.84. You understand? It didn't get to 0.9. Avoid error due to parallax. Look at it. It's even like 0.8 in between 0.85 or 4. You understand that? So check the reading very well. Can you see it's in between 0.8, that's 0.85. You understand? Not 0.9. So that's what we have. So we've already have our readings for what's it called, for the current. Why changing the length? Now, as we're changing the length, we're reducing the length. The current keeps increasing. And that tells something. This wire and these 2 ohms are connected in parallel. So, and when you connect them in parallel, what happens to the resistance? The resistance will decrease. It will decrease. And when resistance decreases, current will increase, definitely. So, that's what we're getting in that case. So, it's not far-fetched. Now, what we are going to do now is to calculate the inverse of the length. So after getting the inverse of the length, so what do you have? So please, I need a calculator. So what do you have as the inverse of 80? 0.0125. How about this? Inverse of 70? 0.0140. Inverse of 60? 0.0166. Then inverse of 50? 0.0200. The inverse of 40? 0.0250. So you must be consistent in recording your values. 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, 4 decimal places, and so on. So that is what we have. Now we are going to plot the graph of I against L inverse. So we take our slope and we take our scale. So we take our scale for I and we also take our scale for L inverse. Now let's look at what we have here. So from what they have, you can see there is a bit of consistency too. So we have at different distances, the image distance is also decreasing. So as you take the object distance away from the lens, then the image distance will also get closer. And if you understand the principle of how converging lens works. So that's what we have. So the only thing you need to do is when you get to the lab, take your meter rule, put it at 0 to the different mark. So your lens, you place it at the mark, then you start taking your screen until you see a clear-cut image. So that's what they have done here. And they will plot the graph of x inverse against y inverse. Then from there, they will look at for the slope and perform the rest of the experiment. So the next experiment we have to do is the is the mechanics, and we'll be doing that for you. So don't forget to subscribe so that you get updates. Now our next JAMB classes, you'll be getting them live updates. So try and make sure you follow through. When you subscribe, you get the live updates from your comfort zone, and you can follow the classes through. It is like a class from home. So try and subscribe, like, and make a comment. If you have any question, you can put it online, then we'll always be there to answer you. So God bless you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.